Rebecca Jorden, aka Newt, is one of the toughest children I've ever seen in the history of children. And she's one of the most fascinating characters in the franchise, the Alien franchise, because she's not a soldier, she's not a scientist, and she's not an android. She's just a child who managed to survive what wiped out an entire colony. And this alone is like a psychological gold mine. So let's dig into Newt and really figure out who she is. She survived some major trauma, and she's a textbook case of childhood trauma shaping survival instincts. After her entire family and colony are wiped out by the xenomorphs, she resorts to living in the ventilation shaft, essentially her womb of safety. This tight, confined space is where she regains some sense of control in an uncontrollable world. It's not bravery, it's adaptation. She becomes hyper-vigilant, observant, and willing to suppress fear for survival, which is a major advantage. And this mirrors real-world childhood trauma survivors who develop coping strategies far beyond the years. And Newt's small size and silence, these become her weapons. Instead of breaking, while Ripley finds her, Newt instantly resists. She doesn't fully trust authority figures because everyone who is supposed to protect her is gone. And over time, Ripley had to become her anchor, and the dynamic flips. Ripley saves Newt physically, but then Newt saves Ripley emotionally. Newt is a symbol of Ripley's lost daughter, Amanda, who's referenced in the extended cut. And psychologically, Newt gives Ripley purpose beyond just revenge. And this relationship is maternal. It's also a form of mutual healing. Ripley teaches Newt to hope again, and Newt reminds Ripley that she's more than just a weapon against xenomorphs. So Newt's role becomes kind of mythic. In this Jungian terms, she's the innocent child archetype, placed against the ultimate symbol of death and violation, the xenomorph. She's small, voiceless in power structures, yet the one who endures while hardened Marines die. Her line, "They mostly come at night," mostly, is chilling not because she's afraid, but because she's resigned. That resignation shows how trauma alters perception. Danger is normalized, bedtime is terror, and she learned to live in perpetual fear without collapsing. She's psychologically very resilient, but she's got major gaps in her development as a child that she probably would never be able to bridge, even if she were to live, which she doesn't. But she embodies the idea that trauma doesn't replace or erase innocence, it mutates it. She remains a child, but one shaped by violence, fear, and survival. She's not a fighter, but she's tougher than anyone expects. Proof that survival isn't just about strength, it's about adaptability. So she is at the psychological heart of the Alien series. Not just a survivor, she's a symbol of why survival matters. Without her, Ripley is just a soldier. With her, Ripley is a mother, a protector, and a human being again. So give me your thoughts on what you think about Newt and her will to survive in the comment section, and other characters you want to take a deeper look at.